$1 million yacht can already feel like a floating palace, but at $100 million, you're not simply buying a bigger boat, you're buying an entirely different world.
So where does all that money actually go? The answer starts long before the owner ever steps aboard. Before steel or aluminium is cut, designers and engineers have to turn one owner's vision into thousands of precise technical decisions.
For others. On a custom yacht, the design isn't just about making it beautiful. Hull shape, stability, performance, efficiency, and even the way people move through the...
Then the virtual yacht becomes physical. The first welds begin forming the structure that will eventually carry everything above the water. This is where the yacht starts becoming a real vessel. Section by section, the hull grows from a collection of metal components into a single engineered structure.
On many large custom yachts, the lower hull can be built from steel, while the superstructure uses aluminium to...
Then comes one of the most dramatic moments in yacht construction. The superstructure is lifted and lowered onto the hull with extraordinary precision. Once the sections meet, the real yacht finally begins to emerge. But the expensive part is far from over. Because this empty shell is about to be filled with engines, electrical systems, piping, climate control, and on a small yacht, the engine is important. On a $100 million yacht, the entire vessel is built around keeping this machinery reliable. But engine power alone can't move a yacht efficiently. That power has to be transferred through a carefully engineered drivetrain. Every finished room hides another layer of engineering. Behind the walls, carefully routed pipes carry the fluids that keep the yacht operating. Power creates heat, and heat has to go somewhere. Cooling systems quietly remove it before it becomes a problem. Then comes another hidden system, the electrical backbone that powers everything from navigation equipment to the lights in the owner's suite. Behind a finished wall, a single room may depend on dozens of carefully routed connections, and there are thousands more throughout the yacht.
The bigger the yacht becomes, the more important comfort becomes, and an entire ventilation network has to fit where guests will never see it.
A $100 million yacht isn't supposed to feel like a small boat in rough water. Stabilization systems are engineered to fight the ocean's movement. Even unwanted water has a plan. Pumps, alarms, and drainage systems are built into the yacht long before the luxury finishes go in. And now comes the trick that makes a super yacht feel effortless. Thousands of pieces of engineering are about to dissipate. Slowly, the industrial skeleton disappears. Behind every polished panel is a network of engineering that may never be seen again. At this level, even the furniture becomes part of the engineering. Every cabinet and panel has to fit the yacht it was designed for. This is where the difference between a luxury boat and a custom superyacht becomes obvious. The owner's space is built around the vessel, not the other way around. Even the kitchen is engineered for life at sea, with professional equipment packed into a carefully planned space. Up here, every luxury disappears for a moment. This is the control center responsible for safely moving the entire vessel. Now the rough construction surface has to become the flawless finish everyone expects from a $100 million yacht. Even the paint isn't simply judged by eye. Coating thickness and surface quality have to meet the required specifications. After the engineering is hidden, thousands of finishing details turn the vessel from a construction project into a private residence. Only now can you see where some of the money went. But beneath this luxury, every hidden system still has to prove itself. Because a $100 million yacht isn't finished when it looks perfect. It's finished only when everything hidden beneath that luxury actually works. Before this yacht is trusted with the ocean, its engineers have to go through the vessel one more time, system by system. Lights may make the yacht look luxurious, but behind them is a power system capable of running an entire floating environment. Now the engines have to prove they can deliver power reliably, not just for a few minutes, but under real operating conditions. A yacht this large can't simply point in a direction and hope for the best. Its steering system has to respond precisely when the vessel is underway. But launch day isn't the finish line. At sea, the yacht finally has to prove that thousands of separate components can work as one. After years inside the shipyard, the yacht finally leaves the construction environment and meets the water for which it was designed.
Are we maintaining the target RPM on the port engine?
Yes, the vibration levels are well within the acceptable parameters.
And if the sea trial reveals a problem, the yacht comes back, not for celebration, but for correction. The sea trial is over, but the data is only beginning to tell the engineers what the yacht really experienced. After all that machinery, the final product is supposed to feel almost effortless, quiet, smooth, and perfectly finished. At this level, luxury isn't just about expensive materials. It's about giving every activity its own carefully designed space. And while guests see polished rooms, the crew moves through an almost invisible network of service spaces designed to keep everything running. Even meals at sea require engineering. Refrigeration, cooking, storage, and ventilation all have to work inside a moving vessel.
Up here, the shipyard disappears completely. What remains looks less like a vessel and more like a private resort. Every reflection has to be right. On a yacht at this level, the final finish can take almost as much patience as the construction itself.
Before delivery, the yacht is examined from bow to stern. Nothing is considered too small to check.
Months or even years of engineering, fabrication, and craftsmanship have transformed an industrial structure into something almost unrecognizable. At $1 million, you can buy access to the sea. At $10 million, you can buy the service that makes it effortless. But at $100 million, you're buying something much bigger. Even after construction ends, the yacht isn't simply handed over with a set of keys. An entire crew prepares it for life at sea.
The best service is the service guests barely notice. Supplies move, rooms change, and problems are handled, all behind the scenes.
Welcome aboard, everyone. We're delighted to have you.
Thank you, Captain. The yacht is stunning.
And the view from here is spectacular.
They see polished wood, glass, and ocean. Hidden below, engines, pumps, cables, and cooling systems are doing the real work.
Then the lines disappear, the engines take over, and the $100 million construction project becomes what it was always meant to be, a working yacht. While the guests enjoy the view, the engineering team keeps watch over the machinery that makes the entire experience possible. This is what the enormous price tag ultimately creates. Not just transportation, but a controlled private environment moving across the ocean. And ownership doesn't end when construction does. A yacht this complex needs continuous maintenance, professional crew, and constant attention. That's the strange reality of extreme luxury. The bigger the yacht becomes, the more engineering, people, and infrastructure are required to keep that luxury effortless.
From the first piece of metal to the final sea trial, a $100 million yacht is built one precise decision at a time.